All right. A little late today. Sorry about that, guys. We back. Looks like we're pushing today. Go straight to funded. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I was on a call with family. Brother's birthday, so I got caught up, guys. All right, looks like we're pushing tonight. We want to short this, or what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do here? Let's are we gonna fade the bulls tonight? Let's try fading the bulls for a little bit. Let's see if we can get the let's try to fade these bulls. Let's go against the trend. We got, oh, but wait a minute, there's a pivot point at 428. Missed the pivot point. See, I got off a phone call and now I'm acting a little crazy over here. Good evening to everybody. Let's see. We got pivot point at 440. We just hit previous day high. And see if I get an out here. Otherwise, yeah, the pivot point's at 440. I'm not going to take the drawdown up there. See, I came in, got off a phone call with the family in New York, and I missed that there's a pivot point up there at 440. Go straight to funded. Hello, brother. How we doing? Wow, bulls are really going to push this on news, huh? What do we got? What do we got for news? I know this afternoon, after I ended the live stream, we literally went to the moon. Go figure. All right, Japanese manufacturing flash, Australian services, PMI. Let's see if we can come back into range. I'm watching, ooh, that 20 SMA. Let's see if we can flush the 20 SMA. I'm shorting previous day high, but bulls seem to be in control, so it'll be pretty tight. If we don't flush the 20 SMA, then I'm probably gonna have to get out because we got a pivot point at 440 that I just saw, and that is scary up there. In other words, I don't want to take the drawdown all the way up there. Well, let's see if we can get a little flush here on this 20, capture a quick short. All depends if it can flush below the 20. If I see a strong pop, then I'll probably close it. Let's see if we can capture this quick little flush on the 20. Maybe to this level, that 406 for a quick scalp. If we see the flush, then who knows? We might get lucky and get a little more action on this. Good evening to everybody. That other JC, welcome. I feel like I'm bored again. I had a long session this morning waiting for 40 points that took about 2 hours, but I got the winning trade. Went back to bed. Took 2 naps today. Had breakfast, went to the gym, had a nap. I woke up about an hour ago. We ready. All right, let's see if we can get a 200 SMA touch. This level right here, that 405, would be a test of the breakout area. So I'm gonna trail this. I don't want a pop. We are kind of pushing up, so I don't want to give up too much of this. There we go. We'll capture a quick scalp. It tried to flush the 20 and it's coming right back up. So this level right here, right, that's the breakout level. It needs, if they're going to continue, they're going to bounce it, and I'm not interested in staying in that trade. I already missed the pivot point up there at 440. It may want 440 first before we flush it down, so let's see. We'll be patient. I'm not patient, I'm putting a tight stop on this. It's either a flush or it's going to continue to hit the pivot point, which I missed. This level right here was the breakout zone, right? So if we take a look at the box, there's always a box, the range. Are we going to come back into range as a look above and fail? Oh, wait a minute, this is not a stop. Hold on. This is, oh, but it's a TP, got it. Why is it doing this? Here we go. All right. If we come back into range, then I may have captured a nice trade. If it's just a test of the breakout area and we pop right back up, then I'm not entertaining the drawdown up to that pivot point. We'll take a quick little scalp for some points. But let's see if this breakout area holds or we come back right into the range that we were in. That's the plan for now. Nate, I don't know if it's a good short yet. It all depends if we actually break into the range, then it'll be a good short. If we're just testing the breakout area, then we'll see a quick bounce right back up. But we'll see. I am keeping the stop pretty tight. In other words, if it's a bounce, then let it be a bounce. They're going to target that pivot point. I'm not too interested in taking a drawdown up to 440, and we'll attempt another short up there at 440 unless these bulls really want to push tonight. If we come back into this range, that would be good for my short, but it sounds like it's a breakout and they're gonna bounce it from here. If they can flush it and come back in, then maybe I do have a good short. It all depends on what happened at the breakout level, 405. If they can bring it back down to 400, then maybe we do have a nice short. It all depends on 405. Oh, remember 405 a couple of mornings ago. See how these levels start becoming levels in the during the week? 405 was the breakout area Monday, I believe it was, or maybe last week. We couldn't get above 405. And look, now 405 has slipped to support. 405. Yeah, I remember 405 on one of those live streams. All right, let's see if we get the break back into this price range, and then we have a solid short. If we're just testing 405 for a bounce right back up and potentially going up to 440, like I said, I'm not interested. We'll take a little bit of profit there and watch 440 as the next short opportunity. If we come back into this range as a look above and fail, which I don't know, you go either way, but I'm not allowing too much for price to, in other words, if it's going to bounce here, it's going to hit my TP, and we'll walk out for now. If they can push it back into range as a look above and fail, I may have a nice little short playing out here. The nasty NASDAQ does what it wants to do, not what you want it to do. Good evening to everyone. If you're just tuning in, I just hopped on, saw that previous day high and hovering over current highs, so fading that for now, attempting a look above and fail back into this range. 405 is the magic number. Can they flush it, or are they going to bounce and keep the breakout level, right? The breakout level is 405. They just come here, touch this, and bounce right back up, then we'll grab a little bit of profit for now. I'll have to watch the pivot point at 440 for another short. Okay, if we come back into range, you guys made my night. But this is the breakout zone, and this is the test of the breakout zone. Quick breakout, quick test. Let's see if we can come back into range. Otherwise, we bounce, and I grab a little bit of profit for now. Not too much. but green is green for now. Good evening to everyone. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, smash that like, smash that subscribe. I'm doing this now every evening, 9:15 p.m. Eastern, trading this live, win, lose, or draw. And I do the morning session, trading NQ as well, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. All right, can this 9 EMA for once do what I need it to do, which is provide resistance on display? If they push above the 9, then, you know, they're just going to bounce it here, and we'll have to look for the next setup. 405 has become support. I remember this level from one of the streams. It's pretty funny. We couldn't get above 405 for whole morning. Now it's becoming support. Can they flush it back into the range? If they're able to push below 405, then I may have a nice short. If the 405 holds as just the test area of the breakout and they bounce it, like I said, I'm not interested in playing a full negative stop. I'll just grab a little bit of profit right now and then watch it for 440. So that's the plan. Bulls are looking to long this area, the 405, the test of the 405 as the breakout for the upside. We'll see. We shall see. All right, so it's a breakout. They confirmed the breakout area and they're bouncing it. Well, let's see if we can get a little lucky here and get back into range, which is what I'm looking for. If not, I'll have to wait for 440 to try to short again. All right, they're trying to push back into range. In other words, a look above and fail to trap some longs. If they do the look above and fail, then we got a nice short going. If not, a little bit of profit. Either way, we're in the green. All right, can they flush below 405 and hold it back into range? Come on, flush it. All right. Now, don't wick me. Keep going. We can't take a wick here. A wick would be a bounce. Ugh, a wick. All right, so it's a bounce. Freaking NASDAQ can never do what I want it to do. All right, so 405 seems to be the level now providing support. It was resistance last week. We finally hovered around 405, 405, 405, broke out. I'm playing the look above and fail to get back into this range, but 405 seems to be holding. That other JC is long. Hey, I think the long has a case. As long as 405 holds for the longs, I can flip, right? I can get stopped out and flip. I'm playing the look above and fail to come back into this range and possibly target the 200 SMA, but 405 is holding. It's only a matter of time before they wick it and go right back up. I think if you guys are long, you guys got a case as the 405 breakout level to the upside, and then 440 would be the next area thereafter. But let's see if I get lucky on this and get back into range. If they get back into range, I won't even be aggressive. I'll target the 200 SMA. But they got to get back into range first. So I will hit a TP. I'm going to set that TP there, in other words, as a stop TP. And this is my TP for target right above that 200 SMA. But again, it has to continue the flush into the range. Otherwise, 405 becomes the bounce or the test area of the breakout, and then they just pop it right back up. I will get tighter with the stop. I'm not going to entertain too much of a bounce. If it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce, and we'll walk out with a little bit of profit. But 405 is the deciding factor for this. Does 405 hold as a breakout, or is 405 going to become resistance again and provide a little flush to the downside? Let's see. Either way, I'm in for a quick scalp. I'm targeting, there's the bounce. All right, that 20 SMA is starting to curl. That's good. Push it down. Hi, gamer. What up, brother? We need a flush. I'm trying to short this. Let's get back into range. Come on. Let's go. You can bounce later. Just give me my quick profit and let's go. Megamind Taylor is shorting ES. Let's go. We need a nasty little flush and call it a night. Will NQ make it that easy tonight? I'm only targeting the 200 SMA. I'm not even targeting the bottom of the range. So making it easy for you, NQ. Let's do it. Ah, 405. 405 seems to hold. 405 flipped. A couple days ago on the live stream, 405, it would not pop above 405, and I got stuck in a trade, having to close it at a smaller profit because we wouldn't break above 405. Now 405 is all of a sudden support. Come on, flush right back into this range. Now, if it's able to push below 405, we'll see a quick flush. If 405 holds, then we'll bounce, and then the next target to the upside is 440, which is the pivot point. But I'm not riding it all the way up to 440. It happens now, or we walk out with a little bit of profit. I'm moving my TP even closer to that 20 SMA. Right now, the 9 is doing what I've always wanted it to do. Provide the resistance or the support for my play, but it's only a matter of time before it pops. It's looking to pop above that 9. Doesn't look like a flush right now. Yeah, no flush. All right, so 405 holds. The bulls are going to continue to push it up. We'll grab a little bit of profit now and then watch 440. That's the next area that I'll consider shorting. Not sure I want to long all-time highs. So looking for shorting opportunities tonight. That other JC, my data disconnected and I didn't know it, was watching Sicario, which by the way is a great movie. I reconnected it. I saw that we pushed up past my TP and now dropping out. Well, how many points did you lose? Oh, you're losing about 15 points right now? Yeah, that sucks. Sorry to hear, man. Christopher, no excitement really. We're just I'm in a short. I'm fading previous day high. But 405 seems to be the breakout area and it's holding. So if the bulls are going to continue this rally, they need to hold the breakout area, which is this 40, the top of this level. Otherwise, it's a look above and fail, and we come back into the level, which would help my short. And then they can rally and do whatever they want. We just need them to come back into range and touch that 200 SMA, and then they can rally. Then they can do whatever they want. Sicario's a good movie, that other JC. That's Benicio del Toro. There's 3 Sicarios, right? Or 2. I think there's 3. No, maybe 2. All right, 405 holds. I think the excitement's over. The bulls are going to bounce it here. Yep, they're going to bounce it. So we'll grab a little bit of profit, and I'll have to wait till next pivot point. We tried to push him back into range, but looks like the bulls are in control and holding the 405 breakout area. Like I said, I'm not comfortable longing all-time highs, so I'll look for shorting opportunities. The next shorting opportunity is up at 420, 440 area, if they're not able to flush it here. Come on, bears, flush it, flush it. Flush it. Go touch that 200 SMA and give me the quick scalp. Ooh, they're coming back into range now. If they can't pop it here, the short I'm in might have a play. Bulls need to pop out of 405 quickly and hold the breakout. Otherwise, bears will flush it right back into range. Go either way. Uh-oh, bears, come on, let's go. All right, bulls are popping it. The battle for 405. Last week, 405 was extreme resistance. This week, we're finally up. We're above. Yeah, I'm looking for the flush down to the 200 SMA, which is that 398, 399. I'm going to move the... see if I can move this right there. Yeah. So I'm targeting 399, 400 area for a flush to touch the 200 SMA. But 405 needs to be able... they need to flush 405. The bulls want to hold the breakout. The bulls have been in control since this morning. They popped it all the way to what, 417 was the current previous day high, and now the overnight high is up at 422. So bulls they want to hold 405 to continue. Bears want to bring it back into range and delay the bulls a little bit. So let's see if we can get a flush below 405. If it starts breaking down before 405, I may get TP at 399, 400. In the meantime, let me find where my here we go. Here's overnight high. I just moved it up there because we weren't. Now we know that the current overnight high is 422. I'll look to short around 440 again if we pop here. Yeah, they're not able to flush. That's not good. At least for my short, it's not good. If you're long, you want the pop at 405. 405 is going to be the battle zone. Yeah, I'm setting my TP at 400. Well, where am I? I'm moving it up a little bit as the 200 SMA starts to curl up. I'm going to move my TP. Now I'm at 399. Let's call it 399 a little change. But I also have a pop TP up here. In other words, if 405 holds, I'm only giving it 5 points. Little scalp, little baby scalps tonight. If you're new to the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. Help me out with the YouTube algo. We're doing this now every night, Monday through Thursday, 6:15 p.m. Eastern, and I do it Monday. I do the morning session, 6:15 p.m. What's it gonna do? What is 405 gonna do? Pop or drop? Well, it ain't making it easy for either side. It's definitely a battle zone there. All right, bears are attempting to flush it. And they flush it down to the 400. As they attempt to flush, I'm going to move my TP stop closer. It's either a flush or a pop, so why give up the profit in the green, right? It's crazy how we're watching 5 points. Freaking Asia session. Shark Trends in the house. What's up, brother? I got caught up in my stream this morning. I didn't realize how quickly you got your trade. There's the pop. All right, so 405 holds. I didn't realize how quickly you got your trade this morning. Nice job, man. Sounds like you got a quick trade in and out on that open. All right, so we're in a 3-point descending channel. Can't believe I'm even saying this, but that's the channel we're in right now. The 5-point channel. We're the battle for 405. I think bulls are picking it up. It's only a matter of time before they pop it here. And then, like I said, I'll watch 430 area, the next pivot point, for possible re-entry on a short. So you're shorting it for the night, Shark Trends. Nice. I'm in at where's my entry on the short? 416. So you entered at 405, targeting 380. Struggling to get back into the range. Like I said, 405 is going to be the deciding factor for a bounce. And at that point, we'd be looking at 430 as the next target for the bulls. Or look above and fail, come back into this range. John Bergeron, welcome to the stream. I think it's the first time I see you commenting. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you. We do this live now, 9:15 p.m. Eastern every day. Well, not every day, Monday through Thursday. I won't do Sundays. And you'll also see me in the mornings, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. Trading nasty NASDAQ. All right, bulls are popping 405. So a couple things. We'll see if they can pop all the way back up to previous day high and the current overnight high, or if we look for another short entry at the top. If they're going to push this to 430, I'm not interested in the drawdown. So I'll have to look for another short entry higher up. That other JC, I think your long is the play for the night. I mean, I think they're holding 405. I think they're going to push for that pivot point touch. I was hoping to get a quick flush and not getting it, so I'll take a little bit of profit now and figure out where I want to short this again. Bears were not able to push this below 405, so 405 hold, that's the breakout area. I'm not messing with a breakout area, at least for now. Jay Black, welcome to the stream. Jay Black with a good question. How long until you passed an eval, and then how many times did it take you to get paid? So I started futures prop firm trading in 2023, late 2023. I think it took me about 6 months to get a payout. I think my first Express account, I blew it the first or second day. I was with Topstep beginning of 2023. Not beginning, the end of 2023. All right, so we got stopped out on that short. Again, I'm not messing. We got a little bit of profit, but I'm not messing with a breakout area. Shorting it. So let's see how it behaves. If it comes back into range, then I may re-enter on the short. But back to Jay Black's question. End of 2023, I started with Topstep. I think it took me 6 months to finally get a payout. Probably got an Express account within a couple months, but blew it probably the first or second day. I remember my first Express, I blew it pretty quickly. And then fast forward to 2024 was my first full year trading futures props, and I had a great year trading futures props. six figures easily with futures props, even after considering how much I paid for evals, activation fees, and resets and all that good stuff. So it's a journey. John, I appreciate you. Shark trends. I had a good day. I closed between last night and today. I know you trade. Live account, but in futures props, you consider the overnight session and the next day as one day. I closed at 4,000 for the day between last night and this morning's session per account. So I needed a good day. I had a couple of lost days. I had a lot of back and forth. I was almost like break even for a couple days and finally had the push that I needed. So back at it today. Yeah, man, it was good. I can't complain. I needed it. All right, so 405 seems to be holding as the breakout. I'm going to watch what happens up here for a potential re-entry on a short. If I start seeing it fade, or this is going to 430, 405 holds, and the next level is that 435 area. All right, so for now, the bulls hold 405. Yeah, when I came to futures prop firms, I didn't know anything but Topstep in late 2023. I think I started like around August, September. And Topstep took a lot of my business those first 6 months, meaning eval after eval, or what do they call them, combines. 2024, though, I discovered Apex, and I got I got a good couple of months on 19 accounts, because I always had 19. 20 Apex only allows 20 accounts in a household, so I would have 19 and wifey would have 1. So I only had 19 PAs, but I got paid on 19 PAs, 2,000 each, because I traded the 50Ks last year a couple times, several months. So most of my payouts last year were on 19 accounts on Apex and 20 accounts on Fast Track Trading. That's why it moved up pretty quickly in terms of payout numbers. This year I don't have the luxury of 19 accounts with Apex. I'm keeping that number down at 5 right now. Or what is it? 7, sorry, 7. And I'm not pushing it anytime soon. I am trying to build more straight to funded or more funded accounts with other props, but I went through a tilt session like around April or May of this year where I blew them all, and I'm challenging myself as I get payouts. I pay for more accounts, so we'll see. Either way, still profitable this year, just a little behind compared to 2024. All right, so I'm watching a couple things right now. We didn't get the flush that I wanted on the initial try. That doesn't mean it's not going to flush. So potentially take a look at this area. If they're not able to push above 430, I may short again up here if we get there. FitFax, will it sweep the all-time high then dump? That's what I'm looking at. That's what the channel that I just realized we're in. we can potentially try another sweep of this and then dump it. So I'll attempt to, like I said, we have a pivot point at 435, right? So I'll attempt another short up there if we sweep the current overnight high and all-time high now, right? Yeah, that's pretty much, we set the all-time high right here. Let's see if the bulls want to continue with all-time highs tonight, or stronger fade is in the making right now. But whatever it's going to do, it's snail pace, right? We're not seeing any crazy movements. We're getting excited over 5-point moves. We're talking about 405 and we're at 410 right now. FitFax, all-time high is at 25. It hasn't been swept yet. Is it? Is that the all-time high just set right now, or we have a previous one? I'll go with your answer, and all-time high is at 425. So we attempted, and we're at 422 right now for today's session. Got it. Yep. Yeah, I'm not going all the way back, but I'll take your word for it. Current all-time high is at 425. So they attempted to sweep it here and then got a little pullback. Let's see. Pivot point is what I'm watching. Pivot point's at 435. Let's see if they continue this push up. FitFax is letting us know of a red folder event later tonight. Let's take a look. Looks like we'll have plenty of time to take a look at news and chat tonight. It's snail pace. So let's take a look at the news. What do we got? July 24th. Oh, we got initial jobless claims tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. And I think I have I only have US, right? Yeah, I only have US. So what news do we have? Let me add Japan, China. Who else is in the Asia session? All right, at Arizona time, 10, we have a red folder event tonight. It's at 9 p.m., so in 2 hours. All right, so it looks like in 2 hours we have some news. Short trends. I think if you get below 405, you're good. The challenge will be 405. 405 is the breakout, the top of this range in terms of the breakout area. If we can get below 405, then that short is golden. If the bulls want to hold the breakout area and continue, then we may get a push up before the short plays out, or the stronger short. John, I mainly trade NQ. Last night we finally watched the Nikkei, or Nikki as I'm calling it. Nikki is my new official name for the Nikkei. We did hop on. I did hop on some or a Nikkei trade last night, or a Nikkei scalp, but mainly NQ. Realizing how slow NQ moves at night, I may have to entertain oil and possibly gold and Nikkei, but I haven't had a chance to prepare charts for any of that stuff. Okay, here's the flush that I was looking for. If they break into the range, then oh, 405 holding again. They're attempting to push below 405. And they bounced it right back up. Well, if you're new to the stream, do me a favor. If you're enjoying the content, smash that like, smash that subscribe. Help me out with the YouTube algo. Feel like I can go for a couple hours. Took a nap. Try to make sure I get 8 hours a day, whether it's split up with a nap during the day after I trade the morning session. So I think I got some energy for tonight. In a trade, 15-point range, not bad for Asia session. Okay. It's just going to be a little bit of adjustment for me. I trade every day nasty NASDAQ in the morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. For anybody who wants to catch that live stream, I start, it's basically 9:15 a.m. Eastern or 9:15 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday for New York and Monday through Thursday for Asia. Shark Trends, I appreciate you, brother. But to your point, in a trade, yeah, it's going to be a little bit of adjustment for me. I'm so used to faster, quicker movements. But we'll adjust. Maybe I'll add some size, 2-3 contracts for 7-point trades. It'll take some time to adjust, but we'll get there slowly but surely. I do like the Asia because it helps your patience. Today, I was stuck in maybe 2 hours trying to get 40 points. That's how slow it was the first hour and a half of the New York, first 2 hours of the open. Then the news, the tariff news came out late morning, and then you saw that 200-point move to the upside. But before that move, I was stuck in hour and a half waiting for 40 points. I mean, I got the 40 points on minis, but it was painful. Basilio Lasul, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the stream. And for anybody new up there lurking, feel free to stop by. Let us know where you're connected from. Feel free to share your trade ideas. I've said this a couple times. This is not just about my trading ideas or what I'm going to do. I'm trying to build a trading community where everybody comes in and, hops on, fades me, not follows me, but, whether you're in a long or in a short, doesn't matter if you're fading me, you know, share your ideas, what you're doing. It's a trading community, not just watching me and trade and whatever I'm thinking, whatever crazy ideas coming through my mind. I know there's a lot of talented traders that I've seen in this chat, both in the New York session and the overnight. I'm trying to build a trading community with you guys, so feel free to share your ideas, your setups. If you see me in a short and you're long, no harm done. That's the way the market works. There's shorts and longs at any time of the day in trading. It's more about learning from each other, right? My style may not be anything close to how you trade, but you may see an idea from somebody else that makes more sense. So the idea is for all of us to kind of share thoughts, ideas, strategies, all that good stuff. So anybody lurking up there, feel free to hop on the comments, give ideas, what you're thinking, all that good stuff. This is a stream for traders, not for me. Does Take Profit Trader have rules about micro scalping or minimum trade time? They do not. Take Profit Trader does have rules around news, right? They send you an email the day before letting you know what news event you can't be in a trade. All right, so for now, this little ascending channel is playing out. We were not able to break into the range and out of that channel. That's why you saw me abandon that short with a little bit of profit. Doesn't mean we won't, just not in this wave. At this point, if I'm going to short it, I'd like to see a hold of this, it come back into the range, in other words, below 405 and hold. For now, the bulls are making their case of holding this channel, right, the ascending channel. 405, which was the breakout area, that held, and they bounced it. They came back and tested and bounced it again. So for now, I'm not interested in shorting, especially all-time highs and potential continuation to this move up. I'll watch for 430 as my next area to attempt to short. Yeah, In a Trade's got the best username. In a Trade. Love it. But anybody new to the stream, feel free to stop by the chat. Let us know where you're tuned in from. The other day we had a little bit of everything. We had Washington, North Carolina, South Carolina, California for sure is always in the house. I'm in Arizona. That's why my times are 3 hours behind New York Eastern. We had Florida. Colorado was in the house a couple days ago. Trying to remember what other states. Oregon in the house. Okay, Louisiana. All right, good. John, welcome to the stream. Oh, Pawn. I'm gonna rely on Pawn for the Nikkei callouts. Pawn had a sweet Nikkei, or Nikki. Nikki's my new name for the. Whenever you guys hear me say Nikki, that's the Nikkei. Pawn had a sweet call out yesterday for Nikki. I hopped on. I literally drew a channel pretty quickly and hopped on. I should have held, but you had a very good call out yesterday on that Nikki rally yesterday. I made a couple bucks, nothing crazy, but had I held, I probably would have walked out with a nice night. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Doesn't count though. Australia, Andrew Glacken from Australia. Welcome to the stream. Good to see some international community as well. In a Trade from Indonesia. Okay, welcome to the stream. So Indonesia is the abbreviation for INA, and I think we're going to baptize you here, brother. In a Trade. Welcome to the stream. Oh, no way. Is Nikkei running again? Don't do that to me. Nikki. I'm starting to like Nikki. All right, let's take a look at Nikki. Oh, Nikki. Look at this. What we've got here. Tempting. Tempting. Tempting to long the bottom of this channel. Ugh. All right, let me go back to NQ. I'll be monitoring Nikkei. It's tempting. Hold on. All right. It's on my watch list. Toronto. Oh, Shai, you're from Toronto. I didn't know that. I've traveled more frequently to Western Canada. I was up at Stampede, Calgary last year. And I've been to Winnipeg a couple times. But I traveled to Canada a couple times last year. PR77 in the house. Yes. He was my PR77 was my Stampede accomplice last year. Oh, there's the flush that I was looking for. All right. So we are coming back into range. There was the flush that I was looking for. All right, so we did come back into range. 405's not holding. And there's the touch of the 200. Nasty NASDAQ. Doesn't do it when you want it to. It does it when it wants to. Texas, R.W. Brown, New Jersey, Wilson Kondo. New Jersey in the house. I know a lot about New Jersey. I lived in New York for a lot of my 20s and my 30s. New York. I know New Jersey very well. I know Elizabeth, New Jersey very well. I used to party out there a lot. That was almost a couple decades ago. All right, so they gave us the flush that I was looking for, and now they're going to pump it back up. Let's see. It's almost like you got a scalp for 5 points with 2 or 3 contracts. Let it go. Chart trends. You got your first TP, right? All right, so they flushed to the 200, which was the trade I was looking for. That's all I wanted, was a touch of the 200. And it didn't give it to me when I wanted it. And now it flushed it. Now let's see if this is where they bounce it. In other words, touch the 200 SMA and now bounce it all the way up to 430. But I'm not going to long up here at all-time highs. I'm looking for a short. I may have had the short. And if we don't push up to 430, then maybe out of luck. All right, Gail from Washington, welcome to the stream. Let me see, make sure I got everybody. Shaw, Toronto, good to know where you're from. I did not know. I've seen you on the stream a couple times, but I didn't know where you were from. So I think I got everybody. Oh, Jay, you're from Alberta. Okay. I believe I was in Alberta. PR77. I was in Alberta with you last year, right? Stock Wisdom Weekly. Welcome to the stream. Kentucky. All right, Pawn. Pawn's from Kentucky. Pawn is our Nikkei analyst. Let me go back to the Nikkei. See how that channel is playing out. Since I don't know the movements with Nikkei, I'm going to be monitoring these channels and see how it's respected. When I started, we were here, 5. I would have been up what, 3 ticks so far. So I'm starting to watch the Nikkei, as I call it, and see how it respects levels and patterns. Who knows? Maybe we'll have some trades in a couple of weeks, both Nikkei and NQ and oil. I definitely want to get back to trading oil. I remember when I started with Topstep in 2023, I traded a lot of oil and made good money with oil. Blew a lot of accounts with oil, but also made some payouts with oil. PR77 giving me the class in geography. Calgary and Edmonton are in Alberta. Yep, I remember Edmonton and I remember Calgary very well. And I was with PR77 last year for work, or we disguised it as work, Stampede Calgary. I didn't realize that Stampede happened a couple weeks ago. Otherwise, I would have planned a trip. I want to go back to Stampede. I enjoyed that event. It was good times. But yeah, we disguised the work in Calgary area, just around Stampede. Had a good time. Peter Chan. Yeah, man, we're scalping 5 points here. We're getting excited over 5 points. It's going to require. First couple of nights I was trading micros. Now I switched to minis again. I mainly trade minis during the New York session, but I figured, all right, this moves so slow. Let me start building positions. I mean, you can build a position, but it's going to take 4 or 5 hours. So now I'm back to minis and scalping them, but it's definitely slow. It's going to take adjustment. I may have to start entering with 2 or 3 minis at a time and scalp 5-7 points, but it'll take some time to adjust to the slow market. But I do like this because it helps when there's like for instance, this morning I was stuck in a trade for almost an hour and a half. It helps build patience on trades. Now, that was a 40-something point trade this morning on minis, but I guess here the name of the game is 7 points, 7 to 10 points, and walk out. Tyson, welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're snail pace here. 5 points. 5 point wicks, and we're getting excited. How much have I made? Oh my god, I'm only at 125 so far, so I'm probably gonna have to enter with a couple of contracts on the next trade. But it's a good crowd. It's like I said, it's different. It definitely builds your patience. Shark Trends, man, I tend to disagree with your statement. I think you do very well in fast markets. Like I said, I was in my trade this morning, and I didn't realize how quickly you got in and out. That was an impressive trade that you took this morning. That short right off the open, and I guess you targeted the gap fill. That was a nice trade. I was aware of the gap fill, but I was trading the gap fill reversal. The gap fill reversal, although it played out in my favor, took an hour and a half just to get 40 something points. I got the 40 something points, but it took forever. Yeah, we're trying to decide. Peter, remember 405 a couple days ago? We were talking about this 405 level, and it would hover and it hovered, and never broke through. Well, today 405 is the deciding number. Are the bulls going to continue the push on 405 as the breakout, or the bear is going to bring it back into this range? We've been in this range before. I swear to God. Let me look at the 15-minute. This was literally either Monday or last week. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. I remember trading this range. I remember these levels like it's clockwork. Look at this right here. If we extend this coming back to, when was it? This was on the 21st, so Monday, we were here. We hovered around 405 and we flushed all the way back down. Then we finally got the breakout and we came back down. This 405 level was resistance. It was a look above and fail, and we're doing the same movie right now, 405. Trust me, I trade these levels and I remember them, and 405 is ingrained. 405 is a as we continue to trade this contract session, the U trade, the U contract, 405 will continue to be a support and resistance level. But man, I suffered at 405 on that trade for sure. I remember this trade because I took the long. Here it is. Yep. I took the long, went all the way up, right? Did not close at a pivot point. At that time, that 405 was the pivot point, and it flushed me back down. It stopped me out. I ended I think I ended the stream. I don't think this trade, the second trade, was on stream. Then I longed that flush because I got flushed out or stopped out. And I hopped on the long 62 all the way up to 422. So about 40 points there. But I remember that I was pissed that it didn't happen on this one, 405. I remember that 405 clearly. That's why I'm talking about 405 tonight. Because that level today is about to either become resistance again or support for the push to the upside. That's how far back that level comes back to Monday. Levels are critical with NQ. I mainly work my levels based on 1 hour and 4 hour time frames. NQ is so level based driven. Pivot points, levels on higher time frames, add a little bit of channels and VWAP and some moving averages, and you got some probabilities in your favor. 60 people. That other JC is telling me we got 60 people on the stream. Nice, man. We're growing, slowly growing. Do me a favor, if you're new to the stream, hop onto the chat. Tell us where you're listening from or tuned in from. Feel free to share your strategy, what you're doing. Again, this is not, I don't want this to be the JC show or whatever you guys are watching me trade. Let's make this a trading community, different ideas, everybody open to throwing their thoughts. Let's grow as a community. I even chat with some of you off stream now and discuss trading ideas. This is all about growth, different ideas, different strategies, and building it into your own, right? So feel free to comment. Don't be shy. If you're new, I do all my trading live, both in the morning session or the evening. That doesn't mean anything. That could be, I trade live losing, I trade live winning, I trade live tilt session, I trade live good or bad and ugly. So not hiding anything. You see it live. The JC show. Oh, and I think I'm gonna start. I gotta talk to iGamer. I don't know if iGamer is still on stream. I gotta spend some time with iGamer or maybe even that other JC. I gotta get my Discord set up for voice and audio to bring in some of you guys live as well. Some of you may want to go get on the stream with me on video and voice. Some of you may just want to do voice, but I want to get different traders, different ideas, even if it's contrary ideas, right? I could be in a long and somebody else may say, no, I'm shorting this. But that's the idea. That's how the market works. You're going to have different firm ideas or firm strategies in a long and different ideas, firm strategies in a short. That's how the market works. And they both might get paid depending on what your targets are, right? That other JC, I've been waiting on you, brother. I've been hinting. That other JC, it's the ball is in your court, my friend. John says that other JC has a face for radio, so voice only for that guy. Ouch. Captain Price, short 18 just in case. What's your, yeah, that was my entry up here. I think I left a good entry, getting a little, what's it called? Impatient with the flush, but 418 is a solid entry up there for a long-term short. Yeah, we'll do voice. I'm sure some of you will do video and voice, but the idea again is different, different ideas, different strategies. It could be the same position, similar TPs, but different strategy, right? I know some of you may be ICT traders. I don't trade ICT. I have nothing against ICT. Actually, I think I need to spend some time learning ICT. I just haven't. But I know profitable traders, friends, personal friends that trade ICT, and they're very successful, very profitable. We have a trader in the morning that is a king of the opening range breakout, and I think that's the majority of his trades. So different strategies, different approaches. That's the idea with the stream. It's a trading community that I'm trying to build here, not necessarily just I have the strategy, watch me. I am not a pro trader by any means. I would call myself a profitable below average trader, and still learning. This is what, month one? I think I completed my first full month. No, I did. I completed my first full month trading every day, New York. And if assuming I trade every until Friday this week, this will be the first full week trading the late Asia as well. So I got years to go, right? There's streamers out there doing this for 8 years, 5 years, 3 years. I'm in month one, New York, and week one, Asia. Got years to go. PR77, yes. Although I don't want to share too much about my work or what I did in the past. But yes, PR77 and I worked together. I was his boss. I was a regional manager for one of the top luxury fine jewelry companies in the US. I managed the West Coast. I managed a $15 million territory, and I was PR77's boss up until very recently. And yeah, that was my prior world. And I've been trading now, like I said, since futures since late 2023, and now this is taken over. But PR77 and I have spent some good times up in Canada, Vegas, work related, obviously. But we go back. And now this new journey, starting to build trader friendships and all that good stuff. New journey, the beginning. right, we're getting this flush into range. Oh boy, now I feel like I shouldn't have let that short go, but let's see. How far will she go? And will it hold, or is it just another test of the 200 SMA for the eventual pop? What I won't do is long all-time highs. I was looking for the quick short and didn't quite get it. So now I got to wait for a pop. We hit that pivot point for another potential short. Lee Tout, if you had drawn your channel slightly lower, 15-16 was a short twice. Yeah, if we're using this level here, I guess you're right. Versus the look above and fail. And again, it's gonna take some time to adjust to the scalping of the Asia. These are quick 5-7 point scalps. That other JC, Ninja Trader, recently added a FVG indicator, fair value gap. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. I gotta take the time to learn ICT, at least the concepts. Whether I want to trade it or not, that's a different story. But I need to learn this whole idea of FVGs and ITC. It's very similar to other strategies, just different name. I get the overall concept of the fair value gap, but I don't trade ICT. Peter Chan is going to try a short at 400. You're trading back into the range. Yeah, it's that 405 though. Oh, 405 is holding. So I forgot who just mentioned it. There's the center of the range, right? The middle of this channel. Not really the middle, but you do have support and resistance right in the middle that's been playing back and forth as well within this channel. There it is. Yeah, the only thing, if we can get back up to 430, where that pivot point is up there, then I'll consider another short. Longing up here, God bless you guys. Not long in all-time highs. All right, good. So we got some ICT traders here, some fair value gap players. So maybe that'll be a good conversation when we have a guest. Little explanation of FVG, the ICT concept in general. Listen, I got nothing against ICT. I know I've said it. I have personal friends who trade ICT and do very well. have a different strategy where I see how fair value gaps are similar, just a different name. But there is no winning strategy. I think every strategy is a winning strategy as long as you stick to it. My strategy works as long as I don't go crazy and start getting emotional and breaking the rules. When I break the rules and try to think that I know better than the market, that's when I take drawdown and that's when I take losses. If I stick to the strategy, stick to the levels, and stick to a stop, I'll be fine. 6 billion bands ICT over every strategy. Hey, like I said, I know several successful traders that trade ICT and do very well. I know several successful traders that trade other strategies and do extremely well as well. I think the strategy just depends on your personality. If you're so my understanding, my concept of ICT is it's a very technical strategy, right? If you like the technicalities, if you like a more complex, structured strategy, and you like that and that fits your personality, I think ICT is great. If you like a simpler strategy, there's other strategies. If you like more complex strategies and you start getting into, oh man, I had a 2-hour conversation about 3 weeks ago with I don't know if he's successful or not. He does trade at an actual trading firm here in Phoenix, in Arizona. And he does standard deviation of I don't know what, but I spent almost an hour and a half just listening to the whole thing. Just not me. And I have no interest in learning standard deviation strategies and all these like data points. Obviously, it's highly effective. Just don't have the patience for it. But again, I think the strategies work, whatever your strategy is, as long as you stick to it and keep the emotional side of it. You can become robotic versus, well, I think my stop is a little too tight. I'm going to adjust here because I needed to give it more breathing room. Well, you get, not only does price blow through your stop, it continues against you, and then that's when you take a bigger loss. PR77, there's a bearish algo line that would coincide with the high of session. A quick push there might be a good short entry. That other JC, so you're saying that that indicator, that fair value gap indicator on Ninja is automatic? In other words, it has ICT built into it? I mean, I know Lux Algo on TradingView. I actually have that. I think I paid for it. I don't even know. I don't know if I had paid for it, but I do see fair value gaps on my TradingView charts. If you ask me what to do with it, that's a different story. For some reason, I still have them shown. I mean, again, I get the overall concept of a fair value gap. I just don't use it actively in trading. But if you take a look at trading, this is my TradingView chart. The 5, the 15, and the 30 fair value gaps are. That's a Lux. I think that's Lux Algo. Apparently, I pay for it, but I don't actively. I haven't turned it off, I guess. Just tells me there's a fair value gap there, that's all. But homework, learn ICT. 405 continues to be that level, huh? Christopher, yeah, I wish I knew the answer, just how standard deviation points work. Again, there are strategies for every personality. An engineer has probably the most complex strategy. As long as it's successful, it works. Can you have a simpler strategy and still be successful? 100%, if you stick to it. John Burt. Okay, so the Lux Algo and NT indicators are the same. Got it. Yeah, Lux Algo. I have a couple of indicators that I use from Lux Algo. I have the fair value gap shown, but don't actively trade fair value gaps. PG, fibs are ratios, deviations are coefficients. You got me there, buddy. So I think we're gonna need somebody to give us a class on standard deviation. Actually, I may tell my buddy to hop on the stream. He hops on every now and then. Maybe a class on standard deviation from a trading desk. How they trade this in the live environment. That other JC, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, I need a snack myself. I will be right back. I gotta grab something to eat. I gotta grab some water. With this price movement, it looks like we're gonna be chit-chatting away a lot. All right, we're back. Still at 405. Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right, hopefully this picks up soon. This is slow. I mean, it does look like 405 is starting to break down. If they want to come back into range, then Peter Chan's worried about VWAP. Yeah, VWAP is at what is it, 40 something, 401, 399. Peter, you and I are staring at this the same way. We're like, oh my God, what to do here at Asia? So slow. Not that New York has been moving that fast lately. Like I said, I got stuck in a 1 hour and a half trade just to get 40 points. Stealth, I agree, man. I had to switch to minis because how slow it's been moving. Asia. New York, I mainly trade. I don't trade micros as it is. I tried micros a couple days ago just because I'm new to the Asia, but I think I'm sticking to minis even during the Asia session. But this is slow. This is pretty damn slow. PG 405 is Globex OR high, overnight high. Shark trends, yeah. I think today I ended at 11, well, 9:30 open. I think I was all the way into 11:30 a.m. Arizona to get those 40 points. Oh no, wait, no. 8:30 a.m. So 2 hours after the open, I was finally able to close for 40 points. That's how long it took. Coco, that other JC, Cocoa Pebbles, that's funny. Oh man, this is brutal, brutal. So literally we're targeting VWAP at 399 for 5 points. Oh my god. How do you trade this? John is telling us that ES has been in a 2-tick range for 8 minutes. Ouch. Well, the tighter it gets, usually it's hinting at a move, but I don't know, with Asia session being 5-10 point ranges as it is, I don't know what that means. All right, that was a flush of 1 point, guys. It's impressive. We got to zoom in tonight. That's the only thing I don't like about the Asia session. If you're trying to build a couple points in a trade, it's going to take you 2 hours to find out if you're right or wrong. Just to find out if you're right or wrong. Then you got to worry about stops and TPs and all that stuff. So everyone's calling shorts. I don't see anybody calling out a long, which is good. Well, not good, but big longing all-time. This area of all-time highs is pretty risky. I'm seeing a lot of short calls. Anybody in a long call? Nicholas Gomez from Paris, welcome to the stream. What's your opinion on using Trading 212 as a weekly platform? You got me there. I honestly don't know what Trading 212 is. Yeah, we're watching Pay Drive 405 and we're at 404. 405 a critical level and 404 is all we're getting so far. That's crazy. Oh boy. All right, it's definitely coming back into range now. It's starting to build some momentum to the downside. See what it does at VWAP. All right, she's flushing. Will VWAP hold or continuation? RW Brown is looking for longs, buying at 23,390. You're looking at the bottom of this range for a potential push up. I like that idea. I may join you down there. So I got two options. We push up to 425, 430 and I'll short, or we come back down to the bottom of this range and I'll long. Pivot point is at 435. If we push up there, potential short, or 385, 390 area if we flush down there for a long. Jer Bear, welcome to the stream. This is slow. I know it's supposed to be slow, but this is slow. 2 points below 405. Shark trends. It's looking, I mean, we had a flush up there. Oh yeah, we did 330. We attempted here. Starting to build below 405. You got VWAP at 399 though. Jer Bear. Looks like you got some green. Nicely done. Nicholas, last question. Have you found Fibonacci retracement useful in your trades? Yeah, I've used fibs on this morning's pullback. We targeted the 50%, right? This morning's stream, I used fib targeting 50% on that pullback on the initial gap fill. So I use fibs on extreme pullbacks, pumps. Today was a 50% target, and I think there was another one that I used fib this week. They're good targets. I'm pretty sure this morning's trade was a 50% target on fib. Let's take a look at this morning's trade. Yep, that was the entry, that was the exit, 50% for 2-hour trade to get 45 lousy points. Unbelievable. But yeah, that was a 50% target. All right, here we go. The bears are waking up. Pushing 400, touching VWAP now. And welcome to the stream, brother. We got news? What do we got here? I don't think we've seen news yet since 5:30. Let me refresh financial juice. We got a 1 minute flush, a 1 point flush. Look at that. Getting excited over these zoomed in candles. All right, now it's looking to push below VWAP. I'll get interested down here. Potential long. VWAP, Peter Chan is in at 400. Shorting. John, on the gap fill reversal trades, have you ever looked at targeting the New York Open? Are you talking about the Asia session targeting the New York Open? Oh, you mean the flush down to the gap fill and then targeting the open again? I haven't. I think today's trade was based on VWAP or 200 SMA. I forgot which one it was. But today was a gap fill reversal trade this morning. Right, John. Yeah. I understood you afterwards. Yeah, I'll look into it. I mainly target either 200 SMA or VWAP on a gap fill reversal, but I'll look into the open. Good point. All right, everybody looks like is on the short bandwagon here. Peter Chan short at 400, PR77 short at 403. Let's see. And I think you're short and adding as well. I feel like I want to fade you guys and long this right here. I'll get interested in the long at 380, 385. See how far this goes. Christopher short on ES. Looks like you got a lot of shorts in tonight. Talk. Tosix FX. Did you get out of yesterday's long with profits? Yesterday Asia or yesterday New York? Well, yesterday I walked out with profit either way, right? I had a good day yesterday. Shark trends. The real magic happens below VWAP. Okay, you guys are short. Asia. I walked out in the green yesterday, right? Yeah, because Asia. Last night is when I walked out with 3K in the green, with the news, right? Yeah, yesterday was a good day, Asia, for me. New York was good for me today, this morning as well. See if I can make something happen. Yeah, the Tory trades. I actually watched it after I closed the stream. I saw that the trend. Now I remember. Tosix FX. I know what you're talking about now. The trend line trade from last night, the long, and it hovered over that, but it still gave a couple of. I forgot how many points it gave us after that, but that trade did play out to the green. I remember I turned off the stream and I watched it afterwards from the phone, and I was like, the damn Tory trades trend line held, and that long was good. Go straight to funded. Yeah, you just reminded me of that trade from last night. Yep. PR77, you're targeting 391. Okay, so a lot of you guys are pushing below VWAP. Tosix FX, you held overnight long about 5. Well, you got paid, right? Last night with those longs. Nice. Okay, here we go. VWAP doing its thing, trying to hold. King Caesar in the house. What's up, brother? Well, yeah, that was an hour 45 minutes today in that trade, but we got some green. Hopefully we don't give it back tomorrow. There's green days, there's red days. You can't over celebrate, and you can't dwell too much on the losses. Go straight to fun. Oh, you were watching this morning's trade? Yeah, this morning was that pushed my patience to the extreme. And you guys will see when I'm in a trade for too long, the frustration. But this morning was a good trade. Hour and 45 minutes for 40 something lousy points. I'm just not used to. NQ is supposed to move very quickly in the morning, and that's why I love it. Just not even here. You guys probably saw the impatience. I'm so used to this move happening probably in, I don't know, 5, 6 1-minute candles. I was in a very good short position. Did not happen quick enough. In other words, I was only targeting, what did I say I was targeting? 390. In other words, this level right here, 399, 400. But look how long it took. 6:25 my time to 8:11. No, you got to be kidding me. 6:25 p.m. 7:20. 2 hours, dude. Now I'm not upset that I got out of this short here. I get frustrated very quickly. That's why I trade New York session mainly. Mainly around the New York Open. It's because of how quick it happens, right or wrong, you know pretty quickly. And you're done, you're out. I'm usually done within the first hour. If I'm stuck 2 hours or 3 hours into a stream, it's because I'm in drawdown and looking to either break even, recover a little bit. But usually I try to get it done within the first hour. King Caesar passed the combine today and 300 on master account. Brother, nice job. John, have a great night, brother. I appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully, we'll see you here more often. And feel free to share your ideas and trading strategies and all that good stuff. Like I said, this is just a channel for all of us to come together, put together some ideas, and everyone kind of trades their strategy and all that good stuff. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing anybody. Comments. I think I'm good. I'm missing you. Trust me, it's not on purpose. And we're back to 402, huh? So the reason I was gonna fade you guys when I said, hey, I think you guys are all shorting, I may enter, is this right here. But when I saw that it was only 5-point scalp, I was like, careful, right? Now you get the breakout. That's the only reason I was like, you know what, I'm going to fade you guys over here, but I think this is pump time. I'm watching. But you got a descending channel in the play, and now you're trying to break out of that channel, but if you don't break out of that, I wouldn't entertain a long just yet, unless you're already in the long hold, right? But this right here held. It's the only reason I was like, I might fade you guys here, but then I realized it's only 5 points. I was like, I'm not going to get in a trade for 5 points. The channel is too tight. King Caesar today, momentum. I mean, it's been pretty bad the last couple of days, but today is. I mean, we've been talking about 405 for 2 hours now, and we're at 402. So I'm starting to see this. I'm gonna have to add a little more minis for some quick scalps when it gets this slow. All right, are we gonna break out of this channel? We got a little descending, little selling algo in play. Are we gonna break out though? Whoops. Are we gonna break out? Ugh, getting all my stuff wrong today. Here we go. Are we going to break out of this and now continue the 405 breakout that it has tried already once? It came and tested this level. VWAP held for now. And is this 405 going to hold as the breakout, or we come right back into channel? Either way, it's just too damn slow. Add an AMR. I want to start trading futures. The goal is to make an extra $2,000 a month to cover my rent. Any advice for someone who has never traded and is trying not to go broke while doing so? All right, so you've never traded and you want to make $2,000 a month. If you've never traded, I don't know if you mean you've never traded anything before or never traded futures, but let's say it's futures and you've never traded futures. Expect losses at the beginning. Do not trade your money, your hard-earned income yet. Prove to yourself that you can make those $2,000 a month. How do you do that? Start with a prop firm. There are several prop firms. Do your research on prop firms, what rules. Make sure you can get $2,000 a month through payouts first, because the live market with your live funded account, with your personal income, is no joke. If you lose $3,000 on a prop firm, today's pricing, it probably costs you $100. If you lose $3,000 on a live account, your personal money, you lost $3,000. So for anybody new, first you got to learn how to trade futures. Start with a prop firm. Pay your tuition fees. That's what we call evals, activation fees, funded account fees, resets. That's your tuition to learn how to trade futures. It's a lot less than going right into the live account and potentially losing a lot of money. And don't quit your job unless you're getting consistent payouts. Stick with your job. If you want to take trading a little more seriously as you go, maybe you adjust your job, a remote job, something that is not a career anymore, and now you're balancing a job with trading. But get to the point where you're taking payouts, where your job or your corporate job is not priority anymore. You can sustain yourself with payouts, but you got to get there first, proving it to yourself. Don't go in, hey, I'm gonna listen to all these YouTubers and their Lambos and go right into trading on your own and thinking that you're gonna get $2,000 a month. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna take time. Now, I don't know anything about you. You could be a very smart guy and pick up futures trading quickly, and it only takes you 6 months to get a payout. The learning curve could be a year for some. The learning curve could be 2 years. If you're going to trade prop firms, go with the cheapest. You're not concerned about payouts at the beginning. You're not going to get a payout. I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to blow accounts. All you're thinking is, how do I get an account with the most amount of drawdown for less? And I think Peter Chan probably brought up the best ones to learn how to trade: Apex and Bulenox. Get Apex at 90%, get Bulenox at 91%. And at the beginning, all you're doing is, how do I trade an account? How do I lose $3,000 for the least amount of money? Well, I say $3,000 because that's the max loss limit on 50Ks. Let's say you get a bigger account. You decide what account size. But at the beginning, all you're worried about is drawdown, the max loss limit on the account, and how much does it cost you to get that loss limit. Apex and Bulenox are probably the best ones right now to start. You're not worried about payouts. You're not worried about rules because you're going to blow accounts at the beginning. You're just going to blow them. It's the reality. And don't quit your job unless you have consistent payouts where maybe, you can get a side job that doesn't, just really needs to be a little bit of income and trading becomes more. But you got to get to that level first. You got to prove to yourself that you can make $2,000 a month on a prop firm payout before you start quitting your job. Your job should be your priority. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is strictly for entertainment purposes. So I'm making sure I clarify and disclose that. I am not a financial advisor. Trading is very risky. The stats that are out there are 95% or higher. Simply lose trading. So be aware of the risk. It's a very risky hobby, profession, whatever you want to call it. Day trading is not easy. Trading is not going to happen overnight. So just be aware of the risk. Be aware of how much money you can lose and keep that in mind when you start trading. But good luck. It's fun. You got to have passion for it. Adonai, I have full-time remote job. Prop firm seems like the move. Thank you. Apex and Bulenox, looking into it now. Thank you. Yep, and you got some codes there. You can use code, JCDT for either one of those. I think Apex right now is 80%. Bulenox is 91% with code JCDT. You're going to look at the level of the account. How much money do you want to be able to lose before you blow the account? I hope that's helpful. And find out if you like trading. You got to love trading. You got to have passion for trading. I've talked about the success I had with prop firms in 2024, but a part of that is I love waking up. I'm in Arizona. New York Open is at 6:30. I have traded the New York Open every single day. I mean, even back to my options day for now years. It's just a habit. I love waking up at 5:30, no questions asked. That's the time I usually wake up. If I'm going to take a shower, I got about 5-10 minutes to take the shower, get ready, and I'm in front of that PC ready to go. Well, now that I'm live streaming, but even before live streaming, I was ready to go to the New York Open at 6:30 a.m. And I've been trading the New York Open for years now. That's what I love. You got to have that passion to wake up. You got to have the passion to look at those charts, develop your strategy, whatever it is, whether it's ICT, fair value gaps, open range breakout, whatever your strategy is. Have passion for it, and you gotta find your love for trading. If you can't love this with passion and just be in here, because listen, there's going to be days that you're going to lose big. Those are the big lesson days. I've said this before on previous streams. When I've lost big, and I'm talking about blowing 20, 25 accounts, funded accounts, right? Not evals, because I went on tilt. That's when you literally go to your sofa, go to bed, and you're staring at the ceiling for hours just asking yourself, what the hell did I just do? There's going to be extreme lows, but that's where you learn. So good luck. If it's for you, you'll know pretty quickly. Stanley, good point. No skin in the game makes learning much slower. I agree. I just think with futures at the beginning, you're going to lose a lot of money. Prop firms give you the tuition for a lot less. I have a personal account. I trade my. I think the ultimate goal for everybody is to trade your personal account. What I have found though, and I'm going to be very honest with you, I have traded my personal account in 2024. I just went over the numbers for 2024 with prop firms and my personal account. What I made with my personal account, although it was profitable, is nowhere close to the payouts I got through prop firms. The leverage being offered through prop firms, if you can trade, you got to learn, you got to be able to trade, you got to be able to get yourself to a payout. It's a golden era we live right now, especially with futures, to be able to trade prop firms, get payouts, and possibly even fund your personal account. With your personal account, I mean, I don't know what brokers you guys use here in the US. I use Interactive Brokers. If you look up the margin requirement to trade futures, especially NQ, on a margin account, it's not like a prop firm where you can put in 5 contracts, right? With a true brokerage account in the US, not a leverage live broker account, a true margin account. If you want to trade five minis, why don't you go look how much you need to have in that account to trade those 5 minis without the leverage? Because I know there's, what is it, AMP or something like that? Depending on how much leverage you're applying, the funds you have in that account are not as high. Interactive Brokers, you need a lot of money, put it that way, to trade five minis with futures. And if you want to hold overnight, there's overnight margin, right? So I trade my personal account. I still do. It's part of my strategy as well. But prop firm income is still higher versus my personal, 100%. Because I don't have just one prop firm account. I have, well, now my numbers are very low. Like I said, in April or May, I blew all my funded accounts. I went through a tilt day and I blew everything. But I'm challenging myself on this round. I'm not buying new accounts until I get payouts. As I get payouts, I buy new accounts. Last year, I just went crazy, just bought accounts. It was a profitable year, but this year I'm starting to look at it as I want to limit the amount of accounts blown and start building healthier trading habits. Because let's be honest, with prop firms, you don't have to be a profitable trader to make a killing. We've learned that, right? Through social media, prop firm trading has become burn and churn. And we've seen some payouts, insane payouts to traders out there, but it's a burn and churn. In other words, you have the ability to burn accounts, get a payout. That strategy doesn't work in the live funded account. So this year I've changed my entire strategy. Last year I mainly traded 50Ks with prop firms and I got over 200K in payouts. It cost me about 25, 30 grand to get that. So even after my costs, buying evals, blowing evals, reset fees, activation fees, I spent about 25 grand total for the year. It didn't happen in 1 month or 2 months, over the year. I walked out though with about I think it was like 215, 220. So still, that was a net very good profit. This year, I said I want to transition to my live account more. In other words, I'm working on making my live funded account priority. But to get there, I'm still using prop firms differently this year. This year, I moved to the 150Ks. So that means I've blown a lot less accounts this year compared to last year with the 50Ks. But I've also gotten less payouts. So it's a balance. This year, I have blown less accounts, less 150Ks. We're talking prop firms. But I've also gotten less payouts because now I'm not playing. I'm trying to get out of the game of burn and churn, which played, like I said, it was a very profitable game last year. But prop firms are changing. Prop firms are changing the rules. Prop firms are putting cap payouts. I'm focusing more on the live funded account now. To get there, I need to build better trading habits versus the prop firm habits that you get. Like I said, you do not have to be a profitable trader to walk out with 6 figures in payouts through prop firms. We know that for a fact because you play the burn and churn game with prop firms. All right, so I've gone on a tangent here, but we're only 5 points below 405. We've gone nowhere. So hopefully that kind of explains the whole prop firm versus live funded account. Live funded account should be your ultimate goal. You should always be looking to trade a live funded account, your personal account, but make sure you're there. Make sure you can get your payouts before you go crazy with a live account. I have a live account and I don't trade it very often, to be honest. There's only specific scenarios I trade it. BureTech, which prop firm is better for trading? Take Profit, Funding Trading Plus, Tick Tick Trader. Which one do you recommend and why? It all depends on where you are, BureTech, in your journey. Have you gotten payouts already? Are you starting? I need a little bit more info. And let me go to the comments because I went on a tangent here and I see you guys are typing and I don't want to ignore anybody. All right, let's see. Let's go up. PG, losses are less in props and payouts bigger. Yes, it's exactly what I said. Your tuition fee on a prop firm is significantly less. On a live funded account, your personal live funded account, if you lose $3,000, you just lost $3,000. On a prop firm, you only lost $100, and you can do it again, and you can do it again, right? That's why it's a burn and churn game. Unfortunately, it's turned into that, and you can have profitable traders make insane amount of money on prop firms, even though in the real environment, live funded accounts, that strategy may not work. But it's a good conversation. I know there's a couple of live traders here. Shark Trends, you're strictly a live funded trader, right? Yeah, my personal account is with Interactive Brokers, and I also trade that one with minis. The balance required, though, to trade those minis with Interactive Brokers is high, especially if I want to hold overnight. But that is my goal this year. My goal this year is to build better trading habits through prop firms. That's why I switched to 150Ks. I'm sacrificing my payouts, though. In other words, compared to last year, what is it, July? I don't know if I'm going to hit 200K this year. I'm barely over 100, but it's not. It hasn't been as fast as it was last year, mainly because I switched to 150Ks, which means I have a higher profit goal. I blow less accounts because I mean you gotta literally lose $5,000 to blow those accounts, but less payouts. But it's what I'm working on. I'm working on transitioning out of burn and churn and truly build my live account moving forward. I want to get to a place where my live funded account is the account that I trade. That's probably going to take me another year. That's what this journey is about here. How can I transition out of prop firms? Yes, it's been profitable so far. 2 years now in a row. 2024 was 6 figures. This year, already going to be over 6 figures. Even after how much I pay for activation fees, evals, and all that good stuff. I want to get to those numbers on a live account, and that's going to take probably another year. Shark Trends, yeah, you're 100% live, and that's what everyone's goal should be. That is what I'm working on, phasing out of prop firms and getting into live and making live account priority. I mean, listen, prop firms, it's hard to get out because it's an easy payout. If you can get yourself to a payout, it's addicting because, okay, $100 in 2 or 3 weeks can become a $2,500 payout or a $2,000 payout. It's hard to say goodbye to that. Hard, especially when you can open 10, 15, 20 accounts and copy trade the same exact trades with over 20 accounts. That's huge leverage. Huge. But anyways, back to the original question. If you're new to futures, try prop firms. Apex and Bulenox are probably your cheapest ones. Got to be honest with you, at the beginning, you're going to blow accounts. You're not worried about payout rules yet. Worry about payout rules when you get to that stage. Somebody else had a question on on which prop firm is better for trading, take profit, funding, trading plus. It all depends on what you're looking for. I don't know if you already have, I mean, if you're looking to diversify, then, okay, hold on, you wrote again. I used to trade with Fast Track FTT. We all have FTT PTSD, and managed to get paid several times before they went back. Okay, that's good. Now I'm thinking about starting with Funding Trading Plus. Has anyone tried them? I have not tried Funding Trading Plus, but listen, I trade on FTT. I traded on FTT. You see the videos of my payouts. I had 20 accounts with FTT, and I took 2 or 3 50K payouts with them. Like I said, with Apex and Fast Track Trading, those made my year last year. So I know what you're talking about. But if you traded Fast Track, that means you bought straight to funded. I would look at straight to funded. Look at Tradeify. Tradeify is a great prop firm right now with straight to funded accounts. They pay within 15-20 minutes. If you like that I love straight to funded because you don't have to go through the trial phase. But look at Tradeify, look at Take Profit Trader. Apex, you got to look at the rules. If you can trade the rules with Apex, then I would say yes. Apex has the tightest rules. That's why I don't necessarily recommend trading, because I don't know your trading style. There are prop firms out there that offer less restrictive rules, and you can get some nice payouts. All right, we're at 398. We've gone nowhere, huh? DG, GC heading to a sell zone. It's a good Asian market product. Yeah, it looks like I'm gonna have to have some multiple charts. My friend Nikki and GC and probably crude when NQ's not moving. King Caesar, same here, buddy. You and I, we both. I love New York session, just because of how fast it moves. So hopefully I went over all the questions. Nicholas Gomez, what's your story on becoming a trader? I started with crypto years ago. Then I moved to options. I traded options for years. I moved to futures with prop firm, with Topstep. That was my first futures prop firm, mid 2023. 2024 was my first full year trading futures. But I did trade options before that. And that's my story. 2024 has been my first full year trading futures with prop firms. This is year 2, and I'm working on the transition to mainly live, but still, even with a live account, majority of my payouts and income this year has been through futures prop firms. Who else? I thought I saw somebody up here. Stanley had a good comment. I don't know, JC, the intratrade drawdown at Apex is not a good way to try to learn to trade, you know? You're absolutely right. The reason I recommend Apex for a new trader is because a new trader will blow the account. The new trader is not going to get to a PA or a funded account anytime soon, let's be honest. So if you're blowing accounts, Apex has no rules in the eval phase, right? You can pass your account in one day. So Apex to blow accounts is probably the best one for tuition. Once you do start becoming profitable and consistent, then I agree with you. Apex is the toughest one, the toughest rules. However, at the same time, for me, Apex has been 2 years so far in a row, 2024 and 2025. The most amount of payouts for me have come from Apex, for me. That doesn't mean it's the same for everyone. They have the tightest rules. You got to trade pretty damn tight to be able to get those Apex payouts. They have a 30% consistency rule. They got a 30% drawdown rule per trade. 5-to-1 max risk ratio on a profit. Yeah, but it keeps you tight. Apex, I think, for traders that can get to the payouts and want the leverage. I mean, you can have several accounts with Apex copy traded and make that good income for yourself. If you can trade those rules. The rules are tight. All right, I think I got most of everybody's comments. If I didn't, my apologies. Di Lorenzo's in the house as well. Great advice. Trading is not for the weak. Yeah, and if you're a new trader, you'll learn. Whoa, this thing is flushing. Here we go. Looks like you guys got your move on those shorts. All right, market's crashing. Here we go. Did we get any news? I don't know. Yeah, Peter Chan, I'm right after you. Listen, as much as I wanted something, well, until we got this flush, it was moving pretty slow. I think I'm going to call it a night as well. Quantum, I heard Apex only pays to influencers and big traders. For the rest of it, it will be a fight to the tooth and nail to get any payout from Apex. Quantum, I got to be honest with you, and that's why I don't mention Apex too much for traders. Apex has tight rules. Have I been denied a payout with Apex? 100%. Have I requested that payout knowing that I was going to get denied? 100%. A good example, a very recent example, because some of you actually watched that trade. 2 weeks ago, we had Canada news. And I got caught on a news release without a stop. Similar to today, it's moving slow. I'm like, I don't need a stop. Well, while I was in a trade without a stop, Trump said something on Canada, and the market dropped 150 points or something like that. Immediately, I fell into that rule of the 30% per trade drawdown. Although I have 150K accounts, if my balance is 5,000, right, I can only take $1,500 per trade in drawdown. Otherwise, I break the rules. I immediately noticed that, and I'm like, shit. I don't want to close the trade because there's a potential bounce happening on this knee-jerk reaction to Canada tariffs. Anyways, long story short, I got caught in that drawdown, recovered afterwards with a bounce play or something. I submitted, but I knew that trade right there was going to be questionable. Well, I submitted the payout request either that week or 2 weeks ago. I was denied on all of the accounts. But it's no big deal. I knew that, right? You have to be able to trade the rules and make a decision. It's the house's rules. Do you want to bother with Apex? Honestly, that's the question you should ask me. Do you want to bother with Apex and those rules just to get the leverage? For me, the answer is yes. Although I got denied on that payment, okay, you trade another 8 days and you resubmit again, which is what I'm working on this week. I should be able to submit for Apex maybe this Friday, if not Monday or Tuesday, depending on how it goes. Shark Trends, man, you're short. Beauty. And this is a learning lesson on impatience during the Asia session. Look at my short entry up here. Wow. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But that's how long it takes. It was a 6:30 p.m. 7:30, 8:30, 2 hours and a half to get the range to range play. All right, it is what it is. But Shark Trends, very nice trade, man. Nice hold. So Quantum, I think that's what it is. I don't agree with they only play influencers. They pay traders that can follow the rules. And even a trader like me, I have gotten denied, but I knew I was going to get denied. It's a decision you got to make with the prop firm. Are there easier prop firms to trade with less restrictive rules and less drama? 100%. 100%. Take Profit Trader is one of them. Tradeify. 15-minute payouts with Tradeify. I've gotten paid with Tradeify in 20 minutes on a payout request. Less restrictive rules. Tradeify has not denied a payout to this day. Antonio Vallone, you're repeating what I just said. There's plenty of prop firms with less restrictions that you can trade without issue. All right, guys. Looks like I missed that short. Some of you, I think, got it. Shark Trends, I think, is the player of the night. He got that short. I think you were up there, entered at 418 or something like that. So I think you had a beautiful short tonight. This was a shoulda, coulda, woulda for me. I should have held that entry. That was a nice entry up there. But I got shaken out thinking that pivot point was going to hit. And it is what it is. Walked out with way less profit than I could have. But good, excellent job, Shark Trends. That's a very nice trade. Range to range. That's a beautiful trade. And the Asia session, range to range, very nice. All right, guys, I'm going to call it a night after missing that short. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. And I'll be back tomorrow, 9:15 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for everyone who tuned in, everyone who's participating in the chat. We'll be back tomorrow. And if you haven't done so, help me out with the YouTube algo. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. And tomorrow will be another day. Appreciate you all tuning in. What are we going to do here? Bounce or continue? But I'm calling it a night so I can trade tomorrow morning. See you all tomorrow. Have a great night.